Returning champs of the $10,000 Drag Shootout Season 1, Team Bigun is back to retain their crown. This year, the producers of the show decided to throw a little surprise their way.
Chad, is that you? And I was like, oh, this might not be good.
You guys had a huge advantage. You're returning champions. We had to throw one twist your way. That is the vehicle you will be building.
Yes! Giving them a 1982 Granada station wagon.
Sure enough, you see a carbon hood scoop turn in this 82 Granada, and then you see Big Dwayne grinning at us. It's like, oh man, Team Bigun on the fender. I was like, oh, okay, all right, we can do this.
Team Bigun started their build with a 505 cubic inch big block Chevy. They used a Mark IV block, Molly 4.350 inch forged pistons, total seal rings, K1 forged H-beam connecting rods, and a Scat 4 1/4 inch stroke cast crankshaft. Peter Harrow hand-ported their Pro Max Performance 320cc cylinder heads for tons of flow.
You just feed him beer and meat, that dude will port heads like a CNC machine.
K&N provided a carbon fiber hood scoop to make sure their big block got all the air it needs going down the track. A custom comp camshaft, Y-end intake, and a Holley 4500 Dominator carburetor. To top it all off, they're spraying the house down with a NOS Pro Shot Fogger kit and utilizing an NOS launcher controller.
All that stuff should work flawlessly, and we've got a lot of experience with that launcher, so we should have some good runs.
To back their big block Chevy, they mated it to a used and refreshed Turbo 400 with a trans brake. A junkyard 8.8 inch rear end with Mosier Torino style retainer plates, custom 35 spline axles, spool, and US Gear 390 ratio ring and pinion will put the power to the ground at South Georgia Motorsports Park.
We went with a Ford 8.8 Mustang rear. We took the ends off, so we didn't do a C-clip eliminator style. We used a Ford Explorer disc brake setup.
Team Bigun upgraded the stock style suspension using FK rod ends, a stock axle for an anti-roll bar, BMR upper control arms, and QA1 coilovers. To stop the Granada at the 8th mile, Aerospace Components billet aluminum construction, the 5/16 drilled rotor, and the factory Explorer rear brakes with a set of upgraded Hawk pads.
We're not putting a chute on it because we got good brakes, so it was really nice to have that as a fallback, to know we have something nice and new and good brakes to stop our car.
Competition Engineering is providing pre-bent 10-point NHRA approved roll cages for each of the teams and are good to ETs up to 850. To finish off the wagon, they put on a used set of Weld racing wheels, Draglite front and ProStar in the rear. Looking wicked with Mickey Thompson rubber.
The Mickey Thompson 275 Pro is just a great tire. It takes a lot of power, and if you do it right, it stays around.
Their big block Chevy on nitrous made an astounding 960 horsepower on the dyno. Out of the $10,000 budget, Team Bigun spent $9,960.66 building themselves a pretty bitchin' wagon.